Good morning, Richland Township. Thank you for coming out this morning. Today is Wednesday, March 27th. This is our first of 7 bridge dedications in Bucks County for 2024. Very proud again to be able to partner with the county and dedicate the bridges in Bucks County to our fallen 136 men from Bucks County from Vietnam. Today we're going to honor Major Donald R. Kemmerer from Quakertown, who lived probably a mile from here. Probably played in this field and fished in this stream. I'd like to welcome our honor guard, Wallace Willard Keller, American Legion Post 242. Thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate it. As I was looking through my research this last 2 weeks, a lot of things happened for me, that put some things in perspective. So today, for the first time in probably 15 years, there's a woman that's not here today. It's been at every dedication, everything that's ever taken place, pretty much. She had a stroke 3 days after her 95th birthday. So the feelings and the emotion of dealing with what do we do, what happens, what's the recovery, how does that all work, what does that look like, what is dinner, all those things. And then I focused back on this and I thought, wow, if you take all those emotions that any of us have ever had, a family member that has cancer, stroke, heart attack, any life event, and you take adrenaline 100,000 cc's and push that into your body, I imagine that is the feeling that the Kemmerer family must have felt when they got the news that their father, husband, son was MIA after a mission in Vietnam. The overwhelming power of that, again, shows me, the strength and the fortitude of a Gold Star family, and how they continuously strengthen our community and strengthen those who take the time to read about someone like Donald Kemmerer, and we all should. And today, by the grace of God, we're going to be able to see his name, say his name, and more people will know who he was and maybe get a sense of feeling for that and the sacrifices that our Gold Star families do endure every day, whether it's the day after, 10 years after, or 51 years later. So for the Kemmerer family that's here, I welcome you and thank you for coming, and I hope today is a good day for you. I'd like to introduce Richland Township Chairman, Kathy Doyle.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Richland Township. I'm joined this morning by my fellow supervisors, Chris Vanelli and Tim Arnold, and also our Chief of Police, Rich Fico. First, we want to commend the Pennsylvania Vietnam Veterans Memorial Program in their efforts to dedicate bridges in honor of Bucks County servicemen and women who died in the Vietnam War. And today, we are humbled as we recognize an American hero, Donald Richard Kemmerer, United States Air Force, who was declared missing in Vietnam in 1967. And although the war ended decades ago, for some it never ends, because there's families that have not gotten closure. It's our privilege to be here today to honor one of our fallen soldiers, and we are proud that the Bucks County Bridge number 365, located here in Richland Township, will forever be known on our township map as the Major Donald Richard Kemmerer, United States Air Force Memorial Bridge, and the memory of him lives on. We want to thank those who have served our great country for the sacrifices they made on our behalf. And God bless the Kemmerer family, and God bless all the men and women who serve in our great United States of America. So thank you. And today we want to give the Kemmerer family, on behalf of today's event, Chris is going to present Mrs. Kemmerer. Yeah.
Thank you, Richland Township. I'd like to introduce County Commissioner Diane Marseglia, please.
Good morning. Once again, it is an honor to be here with all of you. I think this is the first bridge that we may have done where one of the honorees' sons was able to be here and a wife. That is an amazing thing, and we're honored to be here with you. As always, I bring this shadow box with me that contains the MIA bracelet of someone I wore during the 60s and 70s and an etching for him. I promised that I would bring this to every bridge dedication because I want to make sure that everyone knows that we will never forget and that we all go on and try to lead meaningful and honorable lives in their memories. I also feel like every time we do one of these bridge openings, it's like there was a book that we lost and never read, or we forgot about it. And each bridge is another chapter, and we are with you as we read this chapter and as we finish this chapter and keep this part as a memory forever. And so, on behalf of my fellow commissioners, we are honored to be able to dedicate our first bridge of 2024 to Major Kemmerer, who went MIA in 1967. And it is our hope that through these solemn dedications to the Bucks County men that we lost in the Vietnam War, that their sacrifices will always be not forgotten but remembered, and that their legacies will continue to live on and forever in the place where they lived. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. We'll have a few words from Matt Allen, Director of Veterans Affairs from Bucks County, please.
Good morning. Today, we gather to remember and honor U.S. Air Force Major Donald Kemmerer, who is still missing in action. We pay tribute to the brave souls who served during one of the most challenging chapters of our nation's history, the Vietnam War. There were 58,220 U.S. soldiers killed in Vietnam and 136 from Bucks County. Currently, there are still over 1,200 soldiers missing in action, and Major Kemmerer is one of them. I said that information at the last dedication, but this time we have a new service member, a new family, and a new story that will now be told over and over again. Your name is etched into the annals of our history, representing the resilience, courage, and sacrifices of our armed forces. You left behind the comforts of your home to answer the call of duty, facing the harsh realities of combat in a distant land. On August 6, 1967, your family was changed forever. Your bravery while flying towards a target zone shows what you are willing to sacrifice for this country. We must never forget your courage and the sacrifice you made. It is our duty to continue searching for answers and advocating for your return. Let us stand together in unity with the Kemmerer family and vow to keep the flame of remembrance burning bright. We owe them a debt of great gratitude that can never be repaid. But we can ensure that your legacy lives on with this dedication, and every time someone drives over this bridge and sees your name and the POW MIA flag on the sign, they will know that you are still thought of and honored. As we reflect on your service and sacrifice, we must acknowledge the Kemmerer family who endured the anguish of uncertainty, waiting for the news of their loved ones. Their unwavering support and strength exemplify the true meaning of patriotism. Though time may pass, your memory lives on, fueling our commitment to never forget your sacrifice. We owe it to you to honor your legacy by upholding the values of which you fought and by striving for a world where peace prevails. Major Kemmerer, I thank you for your service and hope one day you return home. Thank you.
Amen to that, Matt. At this point, we're going to go ahead and unveil that sign. I don't know if you can reach it, Matt.
Detail 10 hut. Present arm.
So, POWs and MIAs have gone back in time forever in war. However, it wasn't until the First World War, when it became much more brutal and mechanized, that they were able to see there was a real problem with MIAs. But even still, the MIA POW flag was not recognized or actually discovered, invented by an Army captain who was missing in action in 1971. That flag unofficially became the flag of the Vietnam era, and it was seen everywhere, representing every POW and every MIA. 1971, 4 years after Major Kemmerer. But it wasn't until 1991 when the U.S. government actually recognized that flag as an official designation for our POWs and MIA. So today, with this sign, you will see something we haven't done before, and it is an MIA flag is on that sign, representing his, to me, more significant loss.
Ready. Detail. Order. Arms.
At this point, I'd like to introduce Major Kemmerer's son, Michael, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'd like to thank Ed for getting in touch with me and organizing all this, and working with the state and the local authorities to make all this happen, to dedicate this bridge and memorialize my father. I admit I grew up a little angry at the government, at the military, at the world, at the universe, for taking my father from me. But as I got older and presumably wiser, I came to realize that he was doing exactly what he wanted to do. He grew up in Quakertown, and after high school went to Penn State, where he met my mother, and enrolled or joined the ROTC program there, which, as you know, you only do that if you plan on going into the military. And so after college, that's exactly what he did of his own free will. He joined the Air Force and started flight school. So he did exactly what he wanted to do, and I am proud of him, and I admire him for that. But in doing so, he did pay the ultimate sacrifice, which forced my mother to raise me by herself. Personally, I think you did a pretty good job. I'm sure it wasn't easy. You know, late 60s, 70s, weird time for this country. But from my perspective, Mom, you made it look pretty easy. I'm sure it wasn't. So anyway, I thank you for everything, literally everything. Also like to thank my dad, actually. Wasn't there in person, but was there in spirit, literally. I feel his presence from time to time. I know he's around. And he has helped me, guided me, kept me safe. You know, did the things that a father does for a son. So thank you. That's really all I have. I'm not much of a speaker, obviously. But thank you everyone for coming. Thank you everyone for putting this together. Thank you for, and thank you for the people that are watching this that could not be here, that are streaming. My sons, my cousins that are strewn all across the country. Thank you very much. Drive safe. Have a good day. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. A mother's love is a lovely thing. We don't do anything without it. I'd like to introduce the Quakertown manager and police chief, Scott McLee.
Good morning. My name is Scott McElroy. I'm here to represent the borough of Quakertown. And again, thank you for all of your service, and welcome home. I'd like to say on behalf of the community of Quakertown that this is a privilege to be here today to honor your son. He's a hero. He is one of our sons, born and raised here, and he gave the ultimate sacrifice. And for that, we are a grateful community. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity to say thank you. And he will always be remembered in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Bucks County Commissioner Bob Harvey, please.
Thank you, Ed. I want to echo a lot of the thanks we've given already to the American Legion Post, who's here today, the Marine Corps League, the Warriors Watch, who are here and are always here, no matter where we do these events. Certainly to our General Services Department at the county, our Communications Department, our Veterans Affairs department, and all the others who had a role in this, and especially to Ed Preston. This program, which we began a few years ago, really started with a vision that Ed had to name county bridges in honor of Bucks County residents who gave the ultimate sacrifice in Vietnam. And so we are 7 bridges in now, and planning on do 7 more this year. And so we are doing our best to honor those who we have lost. I want to thank Ms. Doyle, Mr. Kemmerer for being here. It's an honor to have you here. Mr. Kemmerer, for someone who, isn't a very good speaker, you're a pretty good speaker. So, for this ceremony, I, kind of reading through about Major Kemmerer, a couple things stuck out to me is, once in a while something pops out. And one of the things I noticed was that he graduated from Quakertown High School in 1959. My father graduated from Delhaz High School in Bristol Township in 1959. My father's birthday was just a few days ago, would have been a few days ago. He passed away several years ago. And in a few months, or from today, in about 2 months, it would have been Major Kemmerer's 83rd birthday. And so I think about just that connection. And I think about how young the men and women are who serve and protect us every day and always have. Major Kemmerer was 26 years old when his F-4 Phantom, along with his co-pilot, was lost on a strafing mission against an enemy supply depot just north of the DMZ. My son will turn 26 this year. And so, I guess because he's my son, he seems very young. He seems too young to be put in charge of a multi-million-dollar, fighter jet. He's not in charge of a multi-million-dollar fighter jet, but it's probably a good thing. But the lives that keep us safe, the lives we remember so often, are so young, and so I'm really proud of the fact that we have, his wife, his son, who's here, other family and friends, I'm assuming, are here as well. If not here, then with us virtually. We're honored to make this dedication of this bridge in his name, as we have all the other veterans whose names and memories we've honored. We'll let you know, too, that this bridge is actually out to bid. So we are going to be doing some reconstruction work on this bridge in the very near future. And so the sign, of course, will stay here, but Major Kemmerer will be getting, the Major Kemmerer Bridge will be getting some sprucing up pretty soon. So it's another tribute to him and his memory. So thank you again for being here, and thank you to Major Kemmerer.
As we conclude the ceremony, dates are important. Bob mentioned a few dates. March 29th is an important date for some of us. It has been declared National Vietnam Veterans Recognition Day. Behind me, you'll find probably 30 Vietnam veterans. This bridge is dedicated to them as well. Major Kemmerer was their brother that he protected in the sky while they fought on the ground. So, for you guys behind me, welcome home and thank you. To learn more about Major Kemmerer and the other bridges we've dedicated, you can go to the Bucks County website at buckscounty.gov/memorial bridges. Gives you a story about each of the bridges and each of the men we've dedicated them to. I want to thank you all for coming out to Richland Township this morning. Thank the Kemmerer family for allowing us to honor them and their family. And welcome home, Donald. Thank you.